everybody, and welcome to Hashtag No Limits. I'm your host, Shelly Kino, and Hashtag No Limits is about people who society has placed limits upon, but who have busted through those limits. Ophelia says in Hamlet, "We know who we are, but not who we will be." And I believe that to be 100% true, and that there is no better example of that than a caterpillar turning into the butterfly. The caterpillar literally dissolves into its cells and then reforms itself as a beautiful butterfly. And then, as if that wasn't amazing enough, it has to struggle to get out of the cocoon in order for its wings to be strong enough to be able to fly. And in our society, it's not easy to bust through limits, just like it's not easy for that caterpillar to turn into the butterfly. And I'm so honored and excited to have my guests today, Grace Strobel and her mom, Linda. Grace is a model, and she is going to be telling us what that's like and all about some of her experiences and some of the other wonderful things that she has done to become the beautiful butterfly that she is. So welcome, Grace and Linda.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
We're glad to be here.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you're happy. I'm happy to have you guys here. So Linda, tell us a little bit about you and Grace.
So, meaning like from the beginning, or just about our modeling career? What do you think?
Whatever you want, and then we'll break off into from there.
So Grace is 25. Well, she'll tell you, but she was born in California, and we did know that Grace had a probability of having Down syndrome when I was pregnant with her, but we would not have done anything anyway. When I was in high school, I worked at a camp for individuals with differing abilities, and I had this, for some reason, just this fascination for kids with Down syndrome. And that was before the internet. So I would go home and I would always choose to partner up with a kid with Down syndrome or with a child with Down syndrome. But, and I would go home and I would ask my mom to take me to the library, and I would spend hours just checking out books, reading books about Down syndrome. And, and it was just kind of a wild thing. So I think that God has a way of preparing us down the road sometimes. But I think I've become kind of like, I don't know if you ever saw Forrest Gump, but the Shelley Fields of moms. I just always knew that even though, Grace has challenges and struggles, we were going to do everything that we could to bring out all her gifts, all her talents, and to continually work with her so she could reach her full potential, whatever that was going to be. And we kind of just put blinders on. 25 years ago was really a different time. And, when Grace was born, there was talk of the I word, of adoption out. And so I kind of lit a fire under me to say, I'm not doing that. I am not listening to the negative. I'm putting on blinders. I'm surrounding ourselves with people who were positive, and, and I always looked for people who were breaking barriers. I always looked for people for Grace that were role models, and we just kept working every single day. So many times it would be 4 steps, forward and 5 steps backwards, but we always kept inching forward. And I really never looked at Grace as like a conglomerations of things. Like, as I was told when she was born, that she has this syndrome, and this is what will happen. This is what will happen. She has this. I segmented them out. And we looked at diet. We looked at neurodevelopment. We looked at speech. We looked at early thyroid. We looked at health, exercise. We did separate things. And I really do think that has made a difference in Grace's life. And the fact that, we have always not bought into the low expectations. You
Yeah.
put that bar high. If you put the bar low, of course you're going to meet it. If you put the bar high and you continually strive to get there, it's not, Grace was not like born a wonder kid, we really have had a lot of ups and downs. So, but I think it's just the perseverance and to keep working and doing better and better all the time.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Grace, tell us about you.
Well, let me see. Well, I'm 25 years old, but I'm Grace Strobel, and I was born with Down syndrome. But Down syndrome does not define me. But I'm a model, I'm a speaker, I'm an athlete, I'm an advocate.
Yeah, nice.
That's awesome. And I love that. You have Down syndrome, but Down syndrome does not define you.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So Linda, you sort of hinted about this in your introduction. So you knew while you were pregnant that there was a chance that she would be born with Down syndrome. When she was born, what was the delivery room like at that moment? Like, was it that obvious when she was born? Or I've talked with other families that as soon as their child is born, they whisk them off to another room and they start doing the tests and to determine officially.
Yeah. So at 16 weeks, I had a alpha fetoprotein test, which indicated a very high marker for Down syndrome. So I wondered the whole time if she had Down syndrome. So the minute that Grace popped out, I looked at her eyes and I thought she was the most beautiful thing I had seen. She was just like these almond-shaped eyes. She was beautiful, petite features.
Cute.
Yeah. And all that, my very first question was, does she have Down syndrome? And they could kind of tell through the hypotonia. Remember how we talked about low tone and everything like that?
Yeah.
So, and some other markers that she might. So they immediately whisked her away and everything just pretty much went stone quiet. There was hush whispers in the corner. Everybody's face was just filled with despair. It was as if all the light had been sucked out of the room.
Wow.
It was and nobody really would talk to us. They did take her away. But it was a dark place. 100% it was a dark place. There was no joy. There was no congratulations.
And I apologize because I did not pre-warn you about this question because it just came to me.
That's all right.
What would you have wished would have happened?
Yeah, I really wish that somebody would have just said, wow, congratulations, you have a beautiful girl, but there was nothing like that from the doctors. There was one nurse that we actually almost named Grace after her. There was one nurse out of, I don't know how many people in the room, 10, whatever, that after I was pulled to the side, she did come over and she said, oh, congratulations, your baby is so beautiful. And
congrats.
Yeah, she did. But from the medical profession, no. I wish they would have just said, this is a beautiful birth. Celebrate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have written a book. It's called Those Who Can't, and can't is in quotation marks, teach. And it's all true stories of families that I know in various different ways. And several of them, when their child was born and it was evident at birth that there was some sort of potential problem or potential difficulty, they've all had very similar experiences where the room goes quiet, everybody just sort of is frozen in a way, except those who are immediately attending to the child that was just born. In a lot of those same situations, the parents were told within days, not necessarily immediately after birth, your child can't, and that's where the title comes from, do X, Y, and Z, or they probably won't be this, or this. Did that experience happen for you as well?
You knew it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, like hours after her birth, they did confirm that she had Down syndrome, and then a geneticist came in to talk to my husband and I, and it was just basically, yes, she has Down syndrome and she will be a burden. She will not read. She'll not write. She probably won't ever tie her shoes.
Or
Kids,
read.
yeah, kids with Down syndrome will
It's free.
be, you did start to read at age 3. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But kids with Down syndrome will be overweight. They will have dry skin. She will have thin hair. And if you cannot handle this, you can adopt her out, and there are still institutions. So it was a heavy load. I mean, there was not one redeeming thing that they said to us. And we were in shock. I mean, when somebody tells you 100% negative, the only thing they just said, they are happy kids. Like, well, gee, thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how our experience started. And I was so angry at that. That's just what lit a fire in me to say, I'm not going down this road. I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what her life is going to be like, but I am not setting her up for failure. I'm not going to predetermine her life at birth.
Right. So, yeah. And I'm hoping through this show, through my book, you know, and just all other people that are doing, you know, similar kinds of things, that we are changing that perspective. And I need to really sit down and find some doctors and ask them why they present that way. You know, is it that some lawyer has told them you have to cover all the potential negatives so that you don't get sued later? Or is it something that they learn in a class? But that's it's supposed to be, like you said, such a joyous time, and it becomes such a dark time.
Yeah.
And
100%.
For sure we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that's not easy to talk about. So, Grace,
oh yeah,
let's get back to you.
Yeah.
So, Grace, how did you start speaking?
About 3 years ago, I was working in a lunchroom. Some kids started making fun of me when they laughed at me that day. I felt alone and hated, but I cried so hard, but I cannot stop. Oh, that is when I decided I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to share with students what it's like to have struggles.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to show how.
I wanted to show how you can change someone's life just by being kind and giving respect.
Yes. That is so true. Being kind and showing respect.
Yeah.
And actually, I have a T-shirt. It's not the one that I'm wearing today, but another one that I have says "Be kind to everyone," because I think that's so true. And I think so. You said it was when you were in the lunchroom, and so do you remember what grade you were in, or?
Well, she was volunteering at a private school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was after. No, we're not. Sorry. We're not going to say the name. So, anyway,
that's okay.
It was after she had graduated.
Okay.
So we were hoping that this would become a job opportunity for her. So Grace was volunteering in the lunchroom. You were helping with opening up fruit cups and milk cartons.
Yeah.
She was circling around. She was serving food. And that she was helping like maybe K through 3. And then she was also in their 4th and 5th grade also during lunch. And what had happened is her job coach was sick. Remember Kelly?
Oh yeah.
Kelly was sick for a couple of weeks or whatever. And I ended up substituting as her job coach. And what I ended up seeing is that the kids were not allowed to get up and just get their lunch or get their ketchup or anything like that. They had to raise their hand, and then either a parent rep or Grace would come over to the table and help. And if they needed help with their, opening up their milk cartons or fruit cups, that was what would happen. Well, what I noticed is that several tables, they all had their hands up, and they wanted Grace to come over and help them. And so I walked over there because there were like maybe 5 or 6. They kind of like all lined up. And I thought, I'm just going to help so that this could go faster. And I said, hey guys, can I help too? And they were like, no, we want her to help us. I'm like, oh, okay. And I said, well, why? And they said, because we know she can't do it. And then they just started laughing. And Grace's face
got pale.
Was pale. She was white.
Yeah.
It just like somebody had sucker punched her.
Oh my gosh.
And to sit and laugh right in front of her, and especially at a job where she felt this was my job. She was very good at her job, responsible. And these were little kids laughing at her.
Oh my gosh.
I asked her, that was a pretty sad time, wasn't it? Yeah. She cried and cried. I said, why don't you go back to the kitchen and go ahead and collect yourself? And I just talked to the kids, and I was shocked as a mom, but as a parent of somebody with a disability, you experience different things your whole life. And at that moment, I was more struck with the thought that, wow, they just don't understand. Somebody with Down syndrome will look different, may sound differently, talk differently, but the level of struggle that Grace has to go through to be like you and I is a lot, and they don't realize what's happening. And I looked at this as just kind of a teaching moment. And I do think that if it doesn't come from the parents at home to treat others that are different with respect, then it needs to come from the school. We all want to be respected and valued, right? Yeah. We don't want to be made fun of. We don't want to feel weird or different. So I just said to the kids, hey guys, would you laugh at somebody in a wheelchair? And they said, no, we wouldn't. And I said, well, Grace was trying to do was help you, and you laughing at her was kind of like laughing at somebody in a wheelchair. She has a hard time with fine motor skills, doing things with your fingers, right? Yeah. So it kind of just transpired from there. After that had happened, remember how hard you cried?
Oh yeah.
It was just, you sat on your bed and she was just
sobbing.
She was sobbing, and it was days until she got over that. And during that time, I was trying to figure out, how are we going to get beyond this? Because I raised Grace to feel good about herself. We raised her to know that she has value, she has worth. Yeah. And that she's like everybody else. She will have to try harder. She learns a little bit differently, but there's no reason why you can't be with everybody else. And so that was the moment that I said, sometimes, Grace, some people are afraid of what they don't understand. So I said, do you want to help them understand? And she said, yeah. And so she and I came up with this plan to do what's called the Grace effect. And that's what she was telling you about. Yeah. That's when she decided to make a difference and teach kids about struggles.
Yeah, that is, first of all, I am so sorry that happened to you. I mean, it breaks my heart to hear that part of your story, but that also makes me that much more proud of you and what you are doing today.
Yeah.
Because you've overcome that.
Right.
And so I'm sorry, but I'm excited all at the same time for that experience. So your presentation is important to you because why is your presentation important to you?
Well, it hurts me to see someone not included, left out, or talked about, because I thought that's something too that and then I want to change that.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we maybe already answered this question, but what is the Grace effect?
Well, the Grace effect is a 45-minute presentation I give to schools that teaches the kids about having struggles, kindness, respect, and then opportunity.
That's right.
And belonging.
Yeah, that is so awesome. I have another show that I do called Friday with Fran, And I just talked on this last episode about belonging and how when you find those people that you just fit with perfectly, you know, especially if it's outside your family,
right?
What an amazing feeling that is.
Yeah.
And the grace effect to teach kindness and to teach respect and inclusion and accepting of everybody and making everyone feel like they belong. That's such an awesome message. And I'm glad that you're able to turn your bad experience, turn that caterpillar into this butterfly that it has become.
I know.
Yeah. What do we say? We always say you turned your pain.
I turned pain into purpose.
Pain into purpose. That is awesome. So what activities do you do in this 45-minute presentation with the students?
Well, we work on our balance and vision.
Mm-hmm.
Like we do find motor skills, like button up shirts, if good goes on.
Right.
Like we talk about low tone.
Right. And how that affects your muscles, right?
Yeah.
And how you have to put a lot more energy into everything that you do.
Yeah.
So we talk about all the struggles that, and not all, but these were the primary ones, that affect Grace. And we have the kids do these exercises, right? And are they easy for them or are they hard?
Yeah, hard.
They're hard, right?
How do you make them, sorry, I know this is not on our list either, but how do you make them hard for the students? Do you have to do something to make them hard for them?
So like teaching them about balance and vision, what do we make them walk over?
Like, you know, bouncy balls.
Bouncy balls, like
bouncy balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you ask them to look through?
Like through the binoculars.
Right. So
binoculars.
We disrupt their vision and we ask them to walk over bozu balls and they feel, what it's like to have balance issues, right? And what kind of things are hard for you for your balance? Like walking up and down hills?
Oh, right? Up and down hills. Like walking over rocks.
Mm-hmm. Maybe how's the bike riding?
Not good.
Bike riding is not a good thing. Okay.
Can you ride a bike?
No.
Can you ride a bike?
Oh, yes.
I know how to ride a bike, but do you like riding a bike?
I do.
You like riding? You don't like riding a bike? Yeah.
No.
And you just gotta tell the kids this is what it affects when your balance is off, when your vision is off. It's going to affect how you participate in gym, how you walk down a hallway and are like maybe worried about getting bumped, how you are able to catch a ball or not catch a ball or run fast or it affects a plethora of things. And so we just want the kids to understand, what does it feel like in Grace's body? And they love doing the activities, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
But they get this huge light that turns on. It's like, wow, that's not fun. And now I understand why somebody with Down syndrome or with any kind of disability that maybe has a balance issue is going to struggle and why they do the things that they do. And maybe they don't want to climb on the jungle gym because they're terrified of falling. Maybe they just want to swing, that kind of thing.
Wow. What a cool program. That's so exciting. So how many students have you spoken to?
About 3,000 students.
Yeah.
3,000 students?
Yep, in the St. Louis area. Yep.
I do. Yeah.
Wow. Not all at the same time. Small classes, right?
No. Many schools, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So what is your favorite part of the presentation?
Well, my favorite part is the role playing because it teaches the kids about struggles.
Right. Do you like joking around with the kids?
I do, yeah. I do like joking around with students.
Like when we're doing
the role playing.
What do you say?
I say, hurry up, you're gonna be late for school.
Or
kind of hard, isn't it?
Right. So what we do is another one of the exercises. We call the kids up.
Oh yeah.
And what do? We say, here are a pair of
gloves and a shirt. And I say, hurry up, you're gonna be late for school.
Right. And so we ask them to start buttoning up a shirt with gloves on. And can they do it?
No.
No.
Um,
It's very hard. And
Yeah.
they're all struggling and struggling. And Grace, because come on, guys, you can do it, right? And you're going to be late for school. They really, really get an understanding of what it feels like. And then you said that's why it takes you longer to put.
books in my book bag.
Mhm.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
but my shirt. Oh, zip my zippers.
Or even wash your hair, right? Yep. or use scissors or wrap a gift or cut
Yeah.
your meat, or it affects everything. Or how do you paint, or how do you thread a needle, or whatever it is, it's difficult. It poses a lot of challenge. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, Linda, how can someone or maybe a school hire Grace to come to their organization or come to their school?
yeah. So are we doing presentations anymore?
No.
Because of COVID, we pretty much up. But the good news is we are in production, professional production. Grace is going to be putting this on a streaming service, the whole presentation. And we're going to release it nationwide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're
That is cool.
Yeah, I mean, there was such a big demand for it, and I know it's the best thing to have in person, but it's with her modeling career and everything that's taken off. We just think we can meet, and we can give this to more people across the United States. So that's what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that is so awesome. I can't wait for that to come out. So Grace, how did you get into modeling?
Oh, I did like modeling.
So how did you get into modeling?
Well, when I was researching how to make the greatest effect, I saw an other girl have Down syndrome that was a model. So I asked my mom if I could be a model. She said, "Oh, see, why not?" And so let's do this, Grace. It was amazing journey. That brought me here today.
That's right. It has been an amazing journey, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I mean, most people want to go into modeling. It's not. I mean, you made it sound like it was really simple, but I'm sure it really wasn't. But what's been the coolest thing you've gotten to do because of modeling?
Look at me.
Oh my gosh, it was so exciting. I got to be on the Today Show. I got to meet Hoda and Savannah.
That was pretty cool.
Wow. Well, now I feel even more honored that you came on #NoLimits, because my show is nothing like the Today Show. So thank you. Now I feel even more humbled that you agreed to come on and be with us today. So that's been your favorite part, being on the Today Show. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
What happened when we got done with the Today Show, the filming? We were walking around New York, and what was everybody saying?
Yeah, can I have your picture
taken? Yeah.
Taken.
Oh yeah, here for our autograph. It was pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So a major celebrity you were after that airing, huh? That's so awesome. So what's been the hardest part about modeling?
What's the hardest part?
Getting my eyebrows plucked. Yeah.
Well, if that's been the hardest part, then it's not so hard. I mean, that's painful, I understand, but there are some things I would have thought would have been a whole lot harder. So I'm glad that's all it is.
I tell her what I say. Just I'm going to do 3 on this side and 3 on this side, and she.
That's so funny. So how does it feel to be a model or a role model for others?
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. It feels awesome.
Yeah.
I think my modeling and speaking show is possible, and it helps others to believe in themselves.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, I've had since I wrote my book, I've had some people tell me it's changed their lives, and I'm so grateful for those comments, and that it's like it's humbling.
It
you
is.
know, to be a role model for people.
Right.
And yeah, you are certainly, I feel, in the little bit of time that I've spoken with you today, somebody worthy to be a role model, most definitely. You know, I mean, you're a little bit older than my daughter, so I would be happy if my daughter, you know, looked up to you and emulated some of your characteristics, because you have some amazing characteristics and you are an amazing person. So who inspires you, or who inspired you?
Well, my sister, Lainey.
Your sister?
Yeah. Lainey.
Okay.
She inspired me. She's a dancer, and I want to be on stage like her too.
Yeah. She's a dancer, and you want to be on stage like her too.
Yeah. Grace went to every single recital, every single performance, every single show, and sat in the audience, and she would just glow. And I think that she saw the attention that her sister got, and she, you know, Lainey always got flowers afterwards. And Grace has never been afraid of doing things, and I think she's always kind of wanted to be out there. So this, you know, God opens a door. And what do we say? Sometimes our biggest
sorrows
turn into
purpose.
Well, our biggest sorrows turn into our greatest
achievements.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Some of our biggest sorrows turn into our biggest achievements. That's wonderful.
Yep.
That's a great encouraging line to live by. So is Lainey older than you, or younger?
She's younger.
No. She's younger.
She's younger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you call yourself her biggest cheerleader?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
That's awesome. I don't think that my older sibling could say that about me and him. But that's okay. That's okay. So what does all this exposure mean to you?
The camera.
Widow is a dream come true, because it gives me a voice. It's about making people feel valued, represented, and included.
Valued, represented, and included.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And that's, you know, honestly, I think that's what everyone wants to feel.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We all just want to belong, no matter what you are, what you have. We all just want to feel that inherent value and worth to society, and we want to belong. I think it's our deepest desire to belong.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that.
Really, part of why Grace does modeling and also the Grace Effect is that we thought that if we named the purple elephant in the room, and it's funny, you're wearing purple.
I do.
Yay, go Barney, right?
Yeah.
If we named the purple elephant in the room, it wouldn't be scary anymore. It would reduce people's fears. We would break down barriers and start changing perceptions of what it is to have a disability, what it is to feel different, and to have people to change their perceptions of what they thought that somebody with a disability was like. And so really it's not only being vulnerable, but it's putting yourself out there to break down those barriers of there are preconceived notions of what somebody with a disability has. There are also a lot of outdated views of the capabilities of somebody with Down syndrome. You know, Grace was told she would never read, she would never write, she would never tie her own shoes. When did you start reading? Age what?
Age 3.
Age 3. She started sight reading.
Wow.
And she writes, she, texts, she does everything that she cooks on her own, right?
I do.
She reads recipes. So had we have listened to that doomsday, we wouldn't have the same Grace that we have today. And, everybody's journey is going to be different. I am not saying that this is everyone's experience, but if you don't try and if you don't put that bar up and start blocking out the negatives, you never know what could be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so very true. And again, you know, what you guys do with the Grace Effect and my show and my book and whatever, you know, else that you all are doing and I'm doing and everyone else does to try to bring that awareness. And because for me, I'll be perfectly honest, the first chapter in my book is about my journey of going from thinking I wouldn't be qualified or capable to work with kids who learn differently because of some weird preconceived notions that I had. And it took me about, that was around the age of 9 when I knew I wanted to be a teacher. And I was 25 or 26 when I decided, no, I am going to go down this path of teaching special education. And it was because I had had several experiences between the age of 9 and the age of 25 that changed my perspective. And I'm hoping that, you know, with efforts like yours and mine, that we're reaching more people and changing everyone else's perspective faster than mine was changed. Because there was a chunk of time when I missed out on the beauty and the amazing qualities of those who are different than me.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So one of the things you said earlier, Linda, was that the doctors had told you that kids with Down syndrome are overweight.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at Grace, she is not overweight. So Grace, how do you stay fit and healthy?
Oh, let me see. I run 2 miles every day.
Actually, you're 2.5 now.
Yeah.
2.5 miles every day.
Every day.
Oh my gosh.
And then I also work out a lot at the gym because I love weights.
Mm-hmm.
You like to lift weights.
Yeah.
And then I eat healthy foods.
Yeah. What is your favorite food?
I like, let me see, I like spinach, broccoli, asparagus. Then I do love.
So you like green things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Broccoli, spinach, and asparagus are green.
Yeah, exactly. You like crushed red?
I do like crushed red.
Have you ever heard of crushed red?
Man, it's so good.
We love that place. Yeah.
No.
It's a like you make your own salads. They make your own salads in front of you. It's really, really, really good. There's
cool.
all over St. Louis, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Grace is a really healthy eater. Yeah.
I do.
And we keep the sugars down, right?
Yeah.
And we eat like proteins and just a
Healthy
little bit
foods.
carbs, but yeah, we're pretty conscientious about what goes into our bodies. We still eat sweets and we still have fun, but that's just for, special occasions.
I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I asked what your favorite foods were and you immediately started with vegetables, I don't know a lot of people that start off with vegetables as their favorite foods.
What's your really favorite food?
I like.
You like pizza?
Oh yeah, I like pizza.
Okay, there we go.
You're a normal kid, yeah.
I
know.
Yeah, pizza. That's one of my favorites. So, Grace, what do you like to do for fun?
Oh, I like classical music. I love Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, and then I do like, texting, movies, hanging out with friends.
What's your favorite movie?
I like, Uncle Buck, when he says, "Happy birthday!" Well,
Uncle Buck, what is he like making this big, huge pancake?
yeah, I said,
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. All right, no, here you go. Here you go.
And is that what he says? Here you go?
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Happy birthday!" Woo! Cotton candy is the best, isn't he?
I know.
Yeah.
Gosh, I haven't seen Uncle Buck in a long time. Now I want to go see it again.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yep.
Yeah. We've kind of been watching some older movies lately. We just recently watched The Babysitter, or what was it called? The Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh,
and
I never knew that.
Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, wow, yeah. Who
Yeah.
else do you like? You like Will Ferrell?
I do like I did like Will Ferrell.
Yeah, he's funny.
He is funny. We like the funny stuff.
Like,
Yeah.
Bam, bam.
What's that from?
Like from
Kicking and Screaming.
Kicking
Okay.
and Screaming.
Okay. So
One of my
funny movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a Bill Engvall and Jim Gaffigan comedian fan, but Will Ferrell and oh gosh, there was a movie that we watched and I just thought was hysterical. And now, of course, I can't think of the name of it, but yeah, I like the movies to laugh and the classical music. So is there, I mean, I know you mentioned several artists. Did you ever want to play an instrument?
No. Oh,
No?
yeah.
What did you want to play?
Oh, I will play the, bells.
The bells?
The handbells, yeah.
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 You actually did play that. You were in a bells choir for a while, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you go to the symphony?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I do.
It's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
And then I do like, and then I do like the Muni.
You
The
like
Muni.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
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 What other kind
Yep.
of music do you like besides classical? You like Bruno Mars?
Oh, yeah, I do like Bruno Mars. I do love Lionel Richie.
All night.
Really?
All night long. And then, my life is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lionel Richie. So, I mean, that mom had to have some influence with
Of
that.
course, yeah. she's a product. Both my kids are product of of boomers. Do you love 80s music?
I do.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we had it great in the 80s. I mean, we had the best of everything. The best hair.
I know.
Grace, have you ever seen pictures of your mom like with really big poofy hair from the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever fix
those, yeah.
Huh?
I said we've seen a couple of those, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you ever want your hair to be done like that for a modeling shoot?
No.
No thanks, right?
No, thanks.
I can't blame you for that at all.
No.
So, Grace, when you model, are you ever nervous modeling?
No.
No,
No, not nervous.
not nervous.
Because
And
I'm good.
You're good at it?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I do like it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. How long have you been modeling?
Like what age did you start?
About 22
Mhm.
years old.
About 22, and you're 25 now, so about 3 years.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What would you like to share with others that want to follow their dreams?
Ah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. I know. Oh, I know. Be confident. Believe in yourself. And never give up.
That's right.
That's awesome. Be
Yeah.
confident, believe in
Go
yourself, and never give up.
Yeah. Go
Right.
on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep going. So that's so cool. So, what do you want to do in the future?
Oh, yeah. I want to keep on modeling and speaking and have we
Have just
Have
stretch it out. Have
people we think what is impossible
what is
possible.
possible. As you can tell, Grace has some fluency challenges, and so she has to stretch her words out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In order to get the consonants right. So,
Yeah.
and some of the vowels.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And thank you for, I hope I'm making you feel like you can take the time that you need, because I do want to hear what you have to say and understand it.
Right.
And so there have been a couple times when I've had to struggle, and that's why I've repeated what I thought you said, so I could make sure that I was understanding what you had to say, because it's very important that I hear you and that my listeners understand what you're saying.
Right.
I know. Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good. So what changes do you and your family hope to see in the beauty world?
I think more and more, I mean, diversity right now sometimes does not include disability. When you hear the word diversity, you think of different skin color, different sexual orientation, different cultures and religions. And this is where we hope it to go, is that diversity includes disability. And that's why we hope to, I mean, Grace has been blessed with such an amazing career. I mean, she's been featured in Allure and Forbes and on Good Morning America and on the Today Show. Rihanna's Fenty Beauty has used her.
Wow.
She just did something for Marc Jacobs. She's an Obagi. She's the face of Obagi for their skinclusion. So I think the more people, the more exposure we have to people with disabilities, the better off we're going to start changing perceptions and breaking down barriers and having us fully represented within the population. Because face it, disability has been a part of our humanity from the beginning of time, and disability is actually a fourth of the population. At some point in people's lives, you might be faced with a disability, whether you were born with it or not. So why not have those individuals feel included, belonged, represented? That's what we really hope. And just to break down barriers, it's not a scary thing. So we hope to change minds and hearts like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've talked about that you're a model. We didn't really discuss what you model. Mm-hmm. Like, are you a clothes model, a makeup model, a car model? What is it that you're modeling?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
What is a makeup party?
Makeup model, right?
Okay.
What else? Obagi is
skin inclusion.
Skincare, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Skincare. And then so makeup, skincare, and what's Olivia? Olivia's clothing, right?
Clothing.
So she's done all three of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, because I told my family earlier, I said, I'm interviewing a model today. So I feel like I have to get made up because I'm interviewing a model. So this is made up for me. Like, normally I just wear my hair down and I don't wear earrings, and the only makeup I wear, which you can't really tell it today, is a little bit of lip gloss. And that took me all of like 20 minutes to get myself made up. So Grace, how long does it take you, for today, how long did it take you to get ready for this?
Well, today, unfortunately, I thought we really didn't put on any makeup or anything.
No.
This is.
Well, you look beautiful, both of you.
Oh, thank you.
So, she calls herself Hannah Montana. It's without the makeup and with the makeup, right?
Oh, gotcha.
So, when she does the Grace effect, we pretty much just have Grace as she is. And we don't do the makeup, but when she does the modeling, she definitely gets all made up, and it takes a long time to do makeup and hair, doesn't it? Probably, I'd say probably about 2.5 hours, or maybe 2 hours. Yeah. By the time you get your hair done, curled, and it depends on, like, I'll do a lot of her makeup. She does some of her makeup, but if we go to a runway show, it'll take a lot longer. When Grace did, remember Atlantic City?
Oh, yeah.
Fashion Week?
Yeah.
When you go to that's like an all-day affair. You get there at 9 and you leave at 10 at night.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
So it's not just walking out on the runway or just posing for a picture. There's a whole lot more involved than what we, the audience, see.
Right. And during your photo shoots, they're long days, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very long days. It could be up to 8 hours. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like an awful long day.
Yeah, it's a lot. You're a trooper. You've done it. You've done a great job. Yeah. Yep. We bring snacks and we have breaks in between, and.
So when you get to these runway, like the beauty week, or when you have these photo shoots, are you doing all of her hair and makeup, or are the two of you, or is there a team of people that have been brought in specifically for that shoot or that event?
So when you go to Fashion Week, they do, they have the team doing it. But like for
Like
most
hair.
of your hair and makeup and stuff like that. Yeah. Most of her modeling that she does on social media, for the Obagi campaign, for the Fenty Beauty campaign, Marc Jacobs, I've done her makeup for her. I just have learned how to do it. And we have an amazing photographer, right? Trina.
Trina. Yeah.
That's out of this world. I mean, she's here in St. Louis, and I don't think we could be where we are without Trina. She's just she's incredible. So yeah.
That's awesome.
So it takes a good photographer, but it takes good makeup and the wanting to do it. I think Grace is successful is because her joy comes out, and something that she wants to do.
Well, I just have one more question for you, but if there is anything else that you want to say when this question is answered, please feel free to share whatever else. What advice do you have for families who might find themselves in a similar situation to yours?
I would say to surround yourself with people who are on the same page as you are, because having people that are supportive and believe in what you're doing makes it so much easier, whether that is your family, whether that's a group of friends. Also, somebody that is going through similar experiences. The support system is huge. You can't do it on your own. It's lonely. It's hard. But I also think one of the biggest things is don't predetermine your child's life. Put that bar up there and work constantly. To me, it's kind of like the Olympics. We have a big job to do, but the work is so worth it. And, what is today will not necessarily be what is tomorrow.
Right.
Just keep positive, keep going. And we all really don't know where our children will end up. But if we don't just keep pushing that ball forward, we will never know. And I think also having a good faith and having a good support system helps you get through all those ups and downs and dark days when you don't think that you can do this again. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So do you have a lot of friends, Grace?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
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 And you said earlier you like to hang out with them and text them and just
I do.
Yeah. What kind of things would you want to say to someone about being your friend?
What kind of person are you?
Funny and cute.
You're funny, cute,
yeah, handsome.
Well, are you handsome, or do you want a handsome boyfriend?
I want a handsome boyfriend.
So
we all do.
There, yeah.
Well, I mean, not those of us who are married.
Yeah.
So you're just a pretty fun-loving person, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like life.
I do.
Just like that story we were reading. You love life, don't you? You like to be right in the middle of things and be involved and be with people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Grace and Linda, thank you so much. This has been such a beautiful time for me. I have gotten emotional many times listening to your story and seeing your joy and being able to talk with you and hear all the things that you are doing. Grace, I am so honored and humbled that you agreed to be on my show. That is nothing like any of the things that you mentioned that you have done or been on. And I just can't thank you enough. I so appreciate both of you, and I wish you nothing but continued amazing success.
I will.
Thank you. And thank you for having us on the show. We're just honored to be here.
I know. Woohoo.
Yep.
Woohoo. All right. Thanks everyone who's joining us. Thank you again, Linda and Grace. Everybody have a great day.